When hope is gone, undo this lock and send me forth on a moonlit walk. Release restraint level 0. Hey kids, wanna see a dead body?
Hi guys, this is the Void of the Ravenclaw. Welcome back to another fanfiction story. If you like this type of content, smash the like button and subscribe for future updates that I do post on my community tab frequently. Now before we begin, just to let you guys know a bit of information. This is the fifth new part of this series that I've created. So after this, I'm gonna move on to my fanfiction, my Mortal Kombat fanfiction, or MK, for short. And given that 5 new parts, then I'll put a voting poll for what series I will work on next. This one will eventually get back into the rotation of what you can vote on, so I won't forget about this series. It's easier that way to get through all the series I have going on all at once, so instead of canceling every single one of them, then only like working on one, I'm just going to do like I said in the past, 5 new parts to each series I work on. And eventually everything will go around the rotation, as long as it wins the vote. Alright, now let's continue where we last left off in our story. My, there's a lot of you here. And you came all the way here just to see little old me. I feel honored. Human insects. I don't know who you are, or what do you want on this planet, but this is my planet. I want to know exactly what you're doing here. I messed that up. Let me just reread that. That was not what I wrote. Not what I wrote. I don't know who you are, or what you are. What are you doing on my planet? Deku completely ignore Nick Fury and walk past him and grab one of the guns from one of the SHIELD agents. He moved so fast that the poor SHIELD agents surrounding him couldn't even react. So this is a firearm, clearly is far more advanced than your average pea shooter you would find on the street. Fascinating, but completely useless to me. Here, you insect, as Deku tossed the laser gun back to the SHIELD agent. You don't command me, human. I can squash you like you're a average house bug you find in your house. To me and the rest of your species are pretty much like cockroaches. All you need to know is, I am not your enemy. Not yet, at least. If you pose a danger to the balance, then I'll be forced to cleanse this planet of his insect problem. But you can relax. So you were the humans that were keeping a careful eye on me. I would have thought you would have acted much sooner than you did. And your little pea shooters are completely useless against me, no matter how impressive the technology is. I'm above your pay grade, little insects. But I'm guessing you're not satisfied with that answer. Damn straight I'm not satisfied with that answer. I want answers now. I'm not telling you how to run your people, Fury, but I don't think it's wise to antagonize the guy. And I'm getting a bad feeling about him. And usually my gut is always right. You should listen to Thor. You know of me? Of course I do, Thor. The god of thunder, Asgardian, son of Odin, brother of Loki. Member, one of the founding members of the Avengers. You're quite informed. You honestly think that the moment I got on this planet, I wouldn't do any research on you, heroes? I'm gonna hate to ask this, but I'm gonna have to ask it anyways, even though I highly doubt you will agree upon it. Is there any chance you will surrender peacefully? Not gonna happen, Asgardian. I would never allow myself to be captured by mere humans. I'm a god, and these puny humans have no authority over me. God? What kind of god are you? I could sense some godly energy from you, at least. That's how I could tell you're not lying. That would be telling, but maybe we could come up with a compromise. If you can defeat me in combat, I will tell you more about me. I have no doubt you're curious. Judging by the human with no hair is clearly looking at me. If you were able to defeat me, I'll come peacefully, but I'm not surrendering. I won't be put in some cell like I'm some sort of inferior human. No human cell could even hold me for very long. I will even limit myself from using more of my devastating abilities. What do you say, Thor? Up for a warrior's battle? You got yourself a deal. Good. Let's not do it here. I don't want to damage my house. After all, I put the effort to create it. Wait, you didn't create the structure? You created the structure, not built? Do I look like I'm well versed in carpentry? I'm well versed in carpeting. Making human structures are quite easy with my abilities. I do apologize in advance, as everyone was sucked into a pocket dimension. The place looks desolate, as you can see, scars all around the ground from Deku's training. Where are we? We are in my own personal pocket dimension that I created for training. This is the ideal spot for our battle, so none of the surroundings will get damaged. I don't want to draw more attention to myself than I already have. Nick Fury looked around. He's clearly concerned by the capabilities he's seen so far from this unknown alien that proclaimed himself a god, and he's uncertain if he is such a being. Doesn't know what type of god he is. Fury kept his mouth shut and let Thor handle it. That's the reason why he brought him. What do you think, Natasha? He's clearly powerful. I wouldn't be surprised if he could handle Banner and Thor at once. This is the perfect opportunity to gauge his capabilities, in case he becomes a danger in the future, if he's already not a danger to us. I agree. Alright, man, stand down. We will not interfere in this battle. This is a battle between Thor and this alien god. Smart move, human, because if someone interfered in this battle, I wouldn't hesitate to end you all. I would advise you to come at me with the intent to kill. A lot more powerful than I look, even though I am limiting myself. Don't take me kindly. Never got your name. They call me Deku. I've been looking for this for quite some time, ever since I found out of your existence. You and that green creature that calls himself the Hulk. Let's see how you live up to your name, God of Thunder. Don't worry, Deku. You find out. You will find out soon enough. Thor instantly charged at Deku, swinging Mjolnir, his hammer, downwards, ready to make contact with his opponent, only to see his hammer go right through Deku like he just attacked a mirage. In truth, Deku moved so fast that he left after image of himself, only for a brief second. If Thor wasn't a seasonal warrior, he would have never noticed it. Thor immediately got some distance as he slid backwards. Incredible, you're quite quick on your feet. I almost didn't catch it. Deku only gave Thor a smirk in response. Truth, Asgardian, I don't know what I'm capable of in this form. What do you mean? As I said, I am a god. Precisely, I am a old god. Already been through 3 other forms already, unlike you humans and you Asgardians. I age differently, into different forms. Each form I acquire, I get more power and gain more abilities. And I instantly know how to use them. I don't know why I was created in this way. It's just how things are. I'm only telling you this much because you're an Asgardian. You're far more superior than these insects that have infested this planet called Earth. But I'm still superior though, so no offense. Thor couldn't even react fast enough as he got hit in the face, as he goes flying, skidding across the ground into nearby boulders, one after another. Thor got up and stopped his momentum and cracked his neck and gave Deku a grin. Excellent strike. Now it's my turn. Hope you're ready. Thor ran towards Deku with impressive speed and slammed Mjolnir into Deku's stomach, only to see his weapon get blocked by Deku crossing his arms, only for his stomach blocking the stomach area. Then immediately kicking Thor with a spin kick after he blocked Mjolnir with both of his forearms. Thor just took a hit and slammed. Just tanked a hit and slammed his left fist across Deku's face, making Deku go skidding backwards. Thor channeled lightning through Mjolnir as he shot out of his hammer towards Deku. Deku briefly summoned Void, surprising everyone, then reflected the lightning back at Thor. Thor simply rolled out of the way and threw Mjolnir at Deku. Deku did next, shock everyone. Deku proceeded to slam Void into the ground, then grab hold of Mjolnir by grabbing onto the front of the hammer. Fascinating weapon, and proceed to hold it by the handle as Deku is examining the weapon. Fascinating weapon. I can see why you won many of your battles using this type of weapon. Well made, by the way. Excellent caliber of craftsmanship. The Old Father, you're worthy. Ah, now I remember. Your weapon is Mjolnir, I believe. Very picky on who is allowed to wield it. Much like my own. Isn't that right, Void? That it is, Master. Your weapon just talked. That it did. My weapon is sentient. Deku threw back Mjolnir back at Thor and kicked the handle of his sword his scythe as it went spinning in the air as he caught it. He caught it with one hand. Out of respect for you, Thunder God, I will use Void for the remaining of this battle. Just Void. No other abilities. As a true battle should be. Wouldn't you agree, Asgardian? That I do, Deku. I see you have a warrior spirit. You have no idea. Ever since I was brought into this world, I've had a thirst for battle that could never be quenched. But unfortunately, my place in all this prevents me from indulging in such activities. As a god, I just can't do anything I want. Deku vanished from his spot, then reappeared right above Thor, swinging Void downwards. Thor had no choice but to meet the scythe with Mjolnir. As the moment the weapons clash, lightning begins to emanate off of Mjolnir once they make contact with Void. As they both go through a power struggle, pushing each other back, as the two weapons grind against each other. Deku did a spin kick and hit Thor in the stomach to break their power struggle, then bursts forward, kicking Thor around like he's a pinball. As he's teleporting around, kicking Thor, Deku finally ends his brutal assault by slamming the blunt end of Void across Thor's face. As the Asgardian shot off like a bullet by flying backwards, Deku landed and bent down very close to the floor, ready to a kind of like a assassin stance, having Void pointed backwards, when suddenly he flash stepped right in front of Thor. Thor by now stopped moving. He saw Deku rushing towards him with insane speed and threw out Mjolnir at Deku. Deku simply dodged out of the way, but Thor was waiting for that. So he dodged the first swung from his humongous scythe, then landed an uppercut, making Deku go airborne, then appearing above him and slamming a powerful axe handle by connecting both of his fists together and connecting his fists and slamming it across Deku's face, shooting the old god to the ground as dust formed around Deku, concealing his position. Purple-like energy flashes shoot out of the dust cloud towards Thor. Then Deku shot out of his cover, only using that initial attack as a cover. Deku threw a Void in the air, freeing his hands, and landed a right hook across Thor's face, then grabbing the wings on his helmet, then proceeded to slam his knee into Thor's face, ending his assault with a jumping spin kick as he was shot backwards when Deku landed. He caught Void in his right hand and bolted forward. Thor, who stopped his momentum by now by dragging his heels into the ground, and shot out a bolt of lightning out of Mjolnir, only for Deku to maneuver around it by making several after images of himself, confusing Thor. Second later, Thor could feel something leaning against his neck, and by the feel of it is very sharp, as Deku has his scythe laying against Thor's neck. Seems like I won our little bout. Do you yield, Thunder God? As much as I hate to admit it, you best me this bout. This time, I yield, warrior. Everyone was teleported back at the scene till we're back at the scenery change back to the forest, where Deku House is not too far away. You human, Nick Fury, I believe you were called by one of your men, referencing you to that. I might have been encased in that crystal, but that doesn't mean I couldn't hear you. Before I went through my evolution, I was researching heroes on this planet. I am. Continue. Neither good or evil, but I do want to give this hero thing a try. I'm going to be on this planet for a while, so having you, your men, constantly get in my way would make things annoying for me. So I want to join this Avengers, this little team of yours you have going on this planet. This will allow me to do my thing. It'll allow you to have someone keep an eye on me. I have no doubt you're going to be doing that regardless. I know your type, human. You're the very paranoid type. And you're clearly military. Whatever faction you belong to most likely runs off the books. Considering the equipment your men are carrying are not the average you would find in the military, or your everyday average police force. So what do you say, human? I'm going to be doing this whole fighting villains thing regardless on your reply. I'll either be on a team or I will go solo. Either way, I'm going to do what I want. And having someone such as I would be a great deterrent for other entities or aliens to think twice causing trouble on this planet. I'm still surprised you're being this reasonable. But I don't see a problem with it. I believe that can be arranged. Deku, was it? As long as you can agree upon following the rules and not to endanger Earth. I have no intention of harming this planet. Human. If I wanted to, we wouldn't be talking here right now. I won't endanger the planet, but I won't follow human rules. It's just how is it going to be? Just think of me as the guardian for Earth while I'm on this planet. Exactly do you get out of this? Exactly. You glance over at the redhead that's standing right next to Nick Fury. You are correct. I do have my own motives by doing this. To get a better control over my abilities while I'm in this form. And I have a feeling working with you Avengers, I'll come across powerful opponents to further my evolution. I'm still surprised you're quite open about your motives. I'm a god. I have no need for such methods as hiding information. I'm not into the whole cloak and dagger like you humans do. When I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. And being serious when I said I'm no threat to humanity, as long as the balance is upheld. I mentioned that phrase several times before. What do you mean by balance? There, and we're all friends now. I guess I could tell you a little bit about what I am and what I do. Like you could do anything about it anyways. I am the old god of balance. My very existence is to protect and to eliminate anyone that dares to endanger the natural status of the world, of the galaxy. This is only a small galaxy of thousands. You're just one Earth of many Earths and many multiverses. You honestly think you are the only Earth out there? Each Earth has their own differences. If you're an old god of balance, where did you even come from? What pantheon do you belong to? What you need to know is I hail from the source wall. That's all you need to know, or I've already told you too much. I haven't even took up my duties yet. I have no doubt we'll be seeing each other again, as Deku in his house vanish in green and purple light, surprising Thor and the rest of the shield. Agent, your opinion on this Deku? Do you think he can be trusted? There's no lies in his voice. I don't know about this old god of balance, but I believe he's a straightforward person. You could learn a lot from battling someone. If you're asking me, he's dangerous. Yes, he's very dangerous. To Earth, that's uncertain. But in my honest opinion, I don't believe so. I agree with Thor. If he was interested in harming human life, he would have already started destroying cities. You think he has that much power? If what he says is true, and if he's a god, I have no doubt, and I wouldn't put it past him, that he has more destructive abilities at his disposal. In theory, if he's powerful enough, he probably could destroy the entire planet. That's just my opinion on the facts we do have currently. When you're dealing with gods, you're dealing with a lot of unknowns. I'll continue to observe him. I wonder where he went anyways. We'll find him, it's only a matter of time. Inform the rest of the team. You might have a possible new addition to the Avengers. Sud Fairy. Come on, Blondie. We're heading back to Avengers HQ. We have to inform the rest of the team on the current situation, as all of them went their separate ways. SHIELD dispersed back to their helicarrier in the sky, while the two members of the Avengers, Black Widow and Thor, returned to Avenger HQ. The new god in his house reappeared somewhere in Ireland, away from any village, way out of way of any villager or village, out of nowhere. Master, you seem different since your reemergence from the crystal. I've noticed that as well. My personality changed from each evolution. In the past, I would never compromise with the insects like this. I did today, but things are far more clear to me ever since I have access to new information that has came to light. Don't get me wrong, I still see them as pathetic insects, but they're very useful, pathetic insects. He was about to go into his house when he was encased in some sort of blue energy construct that looked like a box. Deku clearly noticed a small, short man with an extremely big head that's floating in the sky above him. Quite impressive construct you got there, but ultimately pointless. Deku broke the energy box with only a flick of his finger, as the construct shattered into a million pieces. Deku walked out of the breaking construct, walked towards his house as he tilted his head to the side to look back behind him. You coming? I'll make some tea while we have whatever conversation we're going to have. Follow me, Watcher. Further violence would be pointless for you. As the Watcher followed Deku inside his house, Deku materialized teacups filled with tea. Deku sat down as the Watcher hovered over the couch like he's sitting. It's appreciated. I do apologize for the construct. I was unsure on how hostile you would be. I'm very hostile, but not to you, Watchers. I most likely know why you're here. I took no offense. I know you Watchers are powerful, despite your small stature. Even fighting one of you Watchers would be quite a tough battle for me. I believe we can see a understanding that will benefit both parties. What do you mean? It's quite simple, Watcher. My role to play in the grand scheme of things is as a protector of the balance on both sides of the Source Wall and the vast multiverse on both sides. Of course, I haven't officially taken my role yet. As powerful I am, I'm currently not at the level I need to be to take up my duties. I'm just not satisfied with my current level. That's a bit of relief. I was worried you would cause problems. As you said, you are extremely powerful, and I'm uncertain of your attentions here today. Of your tensions on this planet. To get a better understanding, what type of god are you? It's easily noticeable that you are indeed a god, but I do not know what pantheon you belong to, or what type of god you are. You're clearly not an Asgardian. What you call an old god. You most likely are not acquainted with that term. You're clearly not acquainted with my kind, and nor will you. I'm what you call the last remaining old god. They were all snuffed out by a upstart new god. And I am a old god of balance. I originally came upon this side of the Source Wall to get a better understanding of this current galaxy on this side of things. I won't go into details on how I know about you Watchers. I'll just stay out of your way as long as you don't endanger the balance. When that happens, I tend to be much less friendly. You have no need to worry on that. We Watcher only watches. Even though I disagree upon some situations that we should act. But so far the Earthlings have been taking care of themselves pretty well. But I fear one day more powerful entities will arrive on Earth. No matter how capable the human race is currently, there's gonna come one day where an entity will be far more powerful than they could handle. Don't worry about that, Watcher. As long as I'm here, as long as I'm around here, this planet is well protected. I have more leeway to interact with the humans on this world than you Watchers. I do have to follow rules, but I have more wiggle room when I do so when I'm on this planet. What you do when you officially become balanced. I don't wish for there to be any conflict between you and my fellow Watchers. Excellent point. I originally was going to eradicate all of you, but that would be a waste of potential. When you leave here, I want you to inform the rest of your your fellow watchers. I am willingly to work with you, keeping everything in balance on this side of the source wall. Think of it as a advisor role. Your knowledge would be a great asset, after all. You've been watching things on this side of the source wall for quite some time. In return, you will have my protection from any other entities that try to endanger you and your fellow watchers. Normally not this generous, but things are far more clear to me now. Get up to their attention. It does sound like a very promising alliance. Some of my fellow watchers may not like it, but considering you are here, and I highly doubt you plan to disappear anytime soon, things are about to change. Indeed, I might have some knowledge on this side of the source wall, but that doesn't mean my knowledge is infinite. I'm lacking key factors, and you watchers would be a great help by fixing the gap of knowledge that I do not have. I might like to fight with a strong opponent, but that doesn't... Don't take that as a weakness. Nor am I arrogant. I'm very prideful, of course. But that's a result of my changes. I take my future responsibilities very seriously to maintain the balance. If anything happened to of the Earth on the other side of the source wall, my creator would be extremely displeased with me. Let's put it in perspective, Watcher. I care for my creator, Perpetua. You won't recognize her, but she is a very dangerous entity. If she ever put the balance in danger, I would be forced to take her down. My very own mother. And she knows that. She created me that way. You should count your lucky stars, that you haven't had the pleasure of meeting Perpetua. Have to use that to get the others to agree upon my proposal. You could even go so far as say tell your fellow watchers Perpetua will destroy you, and I am the only one that could give you adequate protection. I could tell you're not exactly like the rest of the watchers. You're not a stickler for the rules. The watcher couldn't help but laugh when he heard that come out of Deku's mouth. You're completely true. You're completely right. I was planning to use that just in case they don't agree. And I felt no deceit in any of your words. As they both continued to discuss several subjects that lasted several hours, the Watcher finally departed and went back to the rest of the Watchers to hold some sort of meeting to reveal what Deku offered in the form of some sort of alliance between the Watcher and the God of Balance. As a advisor, Deku knows this could go either way. They'll either accept his deal or he'll do what he must on his own. Would be a lot easier without them. It would be a lot easier than without them. When he doesn't want to continue to butting heads with the Watchers. Deku has clearly matured since his last evolution. Things are much more clear for him, what he must do. A few months has passed since his encounter with S.H.I.E.L.D. and the two members of the Avengers. Even if they were trying to locate him, Even if they were trying to locate him in his house would teleport around the world in different locations. Deku never stays in the same spot for more than 2 weeks. Deku finally made it back to New York as he's standing on top of a building while a mutant protest erupts on the streets. Deku could sense a female human approaching him from behind him. I didn't quite get your name last time, human. You're a hard man to find. I don't know how you managed to teleport yourself and your house all across the earth every 2 to 3 weeks. Once we finally found your location, you're already gone to the next... You already teleported away to your next destination. It was a bit annoying, honestly. Deku couldn't help but cackle at that. As Natasha sighed, and I have a sinking feeling you did that intentionally, judging by your action. Guilty as charged. I have to find some amusement, somehow. But you never answered my question. My codename is Black Widow. Only people close to me knows my real name. And I highly doubt Deku's your real name as well. With your personality and being some sort of god, I highly doubt you would allow average mortals to know your real name. Most impressive deduction. I have allowed humans in the past, but that was in the past. There is truth in what you said. Once you said. I take it you seeking me out for a purpose. I highly doubt you're here for some idle chatter. You are correct. The Cap would like to meet you. He wants to meet you before he agrees upon anything. Cap, oh, you mean Captain America, very well. I've already seen what I wanted to see here. What exactly is going down there? Some sort of mutant protest. It's going to get a lot more worse before it gets any better. Trust me. It's only a matter of time before either S.H.I.E.L.D. or the Avengers get involved. How would you even know that? I'm an old god. I get flashes of possible futures and outcomes from my interactions or current events that haven't occurred just yet. My predictions are not 100%. Think of possible outcomes. That's a vital ability. That's a must to maintain the balance. I'm not fond of these insects that have infested this world, but they are part of the balance I must uphold. So their existence is somewhat essential. Enough about that. Shall we go? So how are we going to get there? I don't mind walking. I'm guessing you can't fly. So that's out of the question. Ah, I got it. As he slammed his fist in the palm of his other hand. Teleportation it is. Teleport what? Before Natasha could finish her sentence, they were both engulfed in purple and green light when they appeared right in front of the Avengers HQ. Appeared right in front of the compound, Avengers compound. I will be referring the compound to Avengers HQ in the future. Well, I know in the movie it was Stark Tower, but I'm not doing that, so just to let you know ahead of time. Now let's continue with our story. A warning would be appreciated before you do that again. Duly noted. Quite impressive. You're not even slightly bit winded or disoriented from being teleported. This wasn't the first time I've been teleported, and it probably won't be the last. At least you had the foresight to teleport outside of the front of the Avenger base instead of inside it. I bet Iron Man would get a kick out of that. Come on, follow me. I have no doubt they are probably already aware of our arrival. We have several security cameras scattered outside the base, just in case someone ever trespass. That's not too surprising on what you humans do here. Makes sense to have heavy security. Considering one of your founding members of the Avengers is Tony Stark himself, Moneybags, it's only natural to deduct he would have the necessary incomes to keep your little team afloat. As Deku entered the Avengers HQ by going through the front entryway, then proceed to enter the building, then get into the elevator to the upper floor. Exiting the elevator, entering a long hallway that led through several doors that had an eye scanner lock onto it on the side. After going through a couple similar doors with similar security measures, they finally entered the heart of the base of Avenger HQ. Once they entered the lobby area, Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, Bruce Banner were waiting for his arrival. The other members are either not there or they're currently doing missions. There you are, my friend. Hope you've been well. Thor greet Deku like he would greet a Asgardian as they both shake each other's arms. Greetings, Thor. I've been well. Steve was about to introduce everyone to the new addition. Introduced everyone to Deku, but before he could do so, he noticed they have an incoming mission, an incoming transmission. Sorry, team, we're going to have to put introduction on hold for now. We're getting a transmission from Fury. Most of you are here. As Fury can be seen on the huge monitor in the room, S.H.I.E.L.D. was able to locate one of Hydra's biggest bases that we've ever located. According to our agents, Lady Hydra, the leader of this current cell of Hydra, has been seen meeting with William Stryker on several occasions in a public setting. We are not sure why William Stryker is getting involved with Hydra, but knowing that man, it's probably nothing good. I want that base taken out. I want every Hydra agent there in custody. That's including Lady Hydra herself. What about Stryker, sir? Take him down, if he's there, then hand him over to one of the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents. We'll deal with this in-house. I normally would have assigned this to one of my more seasonal S.H.I.E.L.D. agents here, but considering Captain America, you have history with this organization, and William Stryker getting involved, this definitely requires a more serious approach. There's been getting a lot of attention because of this Sentinel project. I don't know what exactly the Sentinel project entails, but if I know William Stryker, it has to do something with mutants. Have to take out the average agents of Hydra, so be it. But I want Lady Hydra in chains. The rest is up to you, team. As the monitor shut off. Avengers, you heard the man. We leave in 30. Deku with it. I'll give you a quick rundown on how things work around here. Follow me. Deku followed Steve Rogers out of the room. How much do you know about Hydra? I know there I know they have existed in the past in history. Well, Earth history. Hydra has always been a key figure in history, in one form or another. What Nick Fury told me, you met Thor and managed to win a battle against him. That's no easy feat. I have no doubt you will be a great asset to the team. I'm not going to pretend to understand the whole I'm a god thing. That's a bit above my pay grade. As long as you don't endanger Earth and innocent lives, we're good. No, you haven't officially joined the team yet. Think of this as your tryout. You shrug his shoulders. You got nothing to worry about, human. The last thing I want to blow up this planet. There are rules in place, even for us gods, that we have to follow. I was told the reason why you gave Nick Fury by Nick Fury, why you wanted to join the Avengers and take part in this kind of life. So your motives are more self-serving than anything else. At the end of the day, I'm just a regular human. I'm not going to try to understand what you gods do. As long as you're not endangering innocent lives, I don't see why not. We could work together. If everything goes well, you should be officially welcomed into the team. Don't worry, human. I'm not some evil god that is determined to eradicate the human species or the world, or even try to gain ultimate power. If I wanted any of those things, we would be having a whole different type of conversation. As long as none of you humans endanger the balance, I won't have to eradicate the whole lot of you. I'm not going to pretend I am some righteous god, nor am I an evil entity. All I could tell you is what I told Black Widow and Thor and Nick Fury. I'm a god of balance. I have a very important role and I take that seriously. Indeed, I am a god, but for God I'm still quite young. I haven't fully grown into my powers. I have no doubt this would be an interesting experience for us all. Can you hand me that shield over there? Becky grabbed Captain America's shield and handed it over to him, as Steve Rogers attached it to his arm. I have to ask, are you one of those hero teams that refuses to kill? Only as a last resort. As a soldier, I've had to kill on many occasions. I understand it's necessary. It's necessary. Depends on the situation, really. I don't like killing, but if we're fighting against someone that's a lost cause, I would be left with no choice. I'm going to be one of those last resorts with the average Hydra agents. As long as the main target are captured, do with the rest of them as you will. That's perfect. Me and you, human, are going to get along just fine. Just fine indeed. Just don't make a habit of it. Last thing we need is the public seeing the Avengers killing villains left and right. I would never dream of it, human. Call me Captain America or Steve Rogers while we're in public. Oh, sorry. While we're in private. Very well, Steve Rogers. That's just where we're going to stop it. Hope you guys have a good night and day. Judge my time zones. And I'll catch you in the next video.